Hi, Trust Riazi coach and hypnotherapist. I wanted to create a short video today talking about limited beliefs and why limited beliefs are so crucial in understanding and identifying is because they often inhibit us from reaching our important goals. And so let me give you an example. When I first started my practice, I knew that end results. I connected with that vision of having a thriving practice, influencing lives, and really living out my dream. It was something I was super passionate about, just finished school on, and was really ready and eager to get out and help other people. But the problem was that I had a limited belief around this. Even though I was passionate, even though I was excited, I had this belief, this deep down belief, that somehow for me, success equated not being as good of a mom, right? So prior to this, I was a stay-at-home mom, and my kids, if you know me, you know that my kids are everything to me. So if I have a belief of, in order for me to achieve success over here, I have to give up something super important over here, it's probably not going to happen. And we do this all the time. We have kind of this duality of, okay, I want this goal, but in order for me to have this goal, it means I have to let go of something important over here. So chances are you're going to really struggle to get over here and reach this goal if that's your limited belief, right? So think about your goal. Think about this end result, this goal, and connect with all of those great feelings that you have around it. But then dig a little deeper beneath that and ask yourself if there's fear, doubt, or limited beliefs that you've created around that goal. Let me give you another example. I had a client once. This client in particular flew in from out of state. We had a limited amount of time to do some really deep and profound work. This client in particular was coming in for weight loss, and she had a significant amount of weight that she wanted to lose. She had a history of yo-yo dieting and really struggling to stay on track. I knew in our talks together that she was struggling with some limited beliefs in addition to sabotage. So I recommended she go home and do an exercise to address some of these fears. I recommended that she get a piece of paper and ask herself simply, if I were to lose weight, what potential scary things could come from that, or what potentially would I have to let go of in order for that to happen, right? What's that duality? What is that fear that is inhibiting me from reaching this really fantastic goal in my life? So I had her do this exercise where she went home and she wrote down all of these fears. She was shocked when she came back. And I wasn't that surprised, but she was when she came back and she had 3 pages of fears. Things that she didn't even realize were there until we started talking about it. Things like, I'm afraid that I could enter in another unhealthy relationship if I lose weight. She had a history of bad relationships, even abusive ones. And so this was a protection mechanism, right? So here I want this goal of weight loss, but in order for me to have this goal, that means that I'm jeopardizing my safety in some way. Even though that might not be the reality, that's the limited belief and story that I've subconsciously created. So again, I have to let go of this story over here for me to have this, right? And so back to the exercise that she did. She brought this paper in, these 3 pages in, that line down the middle, and here on the left side were those limited stories and beliefs and things that she was buying into. On the right side, we went through line by line and wrote down the reality and allowed her to really connect with the reality. And that's the exact same thing that I did in my practice. What was the reality? Was the reality I wasn't going to be as good of a mom? No. The reality that I wrote on that right side were things like, I can hire a housekeeper, right? If I'm making money, I can hire a housekeeper to help with some of those household demands, which will allow me to have more time with my children. Maybe I can go on more family trips and vacations and have more quality time with my kids instead of the quantity of time. All of these things were the reality. And so it really took me releasing that and recognizing that in order for me to move on with reaching my goal. So I encourage you to do the same thing. Take a look at these limited beliefs and stories that you've created and take a look at that duality of, okay, in order for me to have this, I feel I have to let go of this, and work through that so that you can more easily move towards your goals.